Hey, I'll bet you're all here today because you want to learn more about sales. Because you wouldn't be here if you weren't interested in making more sales. But what I want to share with you today is how to create a buying space. So many people spend so much time with us on the details of how to say this, how to ask this question, how to talk about our product. They forget to show you how to create that space prior to even a selling conversation in which you discover a lot about your potential customer and you understand how it is you're going to serve them. So let's talk about how you create a buying space. And it doesn't take very long. This conversation about how to create a buying space will take more time than it will take for you to do this when you're with someone. So imagine you can do this in about 30 to 60 seconds. Yes, you can. So I want you to know that I'm going to give you a lot of information, but it's actually going to happen very, very quickly. So let's talk about why you want a buying space. A buying space is a space in which it's a two-way conversation. So you have to set it up where the person's not always coming at you with questions about what does your product do? What does it do? For you to get caught up in that conversation is kind of nutso, because they are asking you what they think they should be asking you. However, you want to always be thinking, I want this to serve them. So I need to know the value they want. So I need to come back and ask them questions about the value that they're looking for. So when they're going through their list of what does this do? What does this do? What does this do? They're thinking they have a good checklist, so they're going to verify, and they've already figured that out. But what they don't know is they themselves, the buyer, they are forgetting some of the other things that they might like to have. So when you're in sales, you don't want to craft a pitch because your pitch will not fit every person. Your pitch might fit 0.5% of the people that you speak with. If you're only speaking to 5 people a day, that's not even 1 person a day that your pitch is going to work for. So here's what you want to think about is, how am I going to bring value to this conversation and to this person? How am I going to help them discover what it is they need, what they want, what they could use, or what they would just be excited about as a luxury item? And if you do that, then you have to say, in order to bring them value, I have to know something about them. So let's back up this pitch and let's go ahead and create a buying space. So how do you do that? Very, very simply. When someone approaches you at a trade show, a phone call, they respond to one of your posts on Facebook. There's so many ways people approach you, but here's some questions that are always safe to ask in a fashion. You say, what did you see, like off of a sign, off of a post, that prompted you to connect? What did you hear that prompted you to connect? So do you see what I'm saying? You have to get into their head. This is not about being in your head. When you create the buying space, you're going to get out of your head and you're going to get into their head and you're going to get the information you need to serve them. People talk a lot about how we can add value to people's lives, but they don't show us the strategy. And the strategy is 1, get out of your head. 2, ask a really open-ended question. And 3, be ready to hear what they say. Now that's the whole sum total of active listening. Active listening just isn't listening. You've got to set it up so that you can hear something valuable. And now you know that you know something valuable about them, something that's important to them. And now you can repeat it back. You can restate it. You can work it into the conversation any way you like throughout the sales conversation. This is not a gotcha. This is just, this is what this person needs. I want to help them. Okay, I'm going to be focused on what they need to help them, not whether or not I'm going to make a sale. So when you're creating a buying space, you're asking yourself some of these questions. Can I help? You don't know until you get information from them. Can you bring them value? You won't know until you understand their emotional focus throughout this whole conversation. Who else might need help from you within their family. They're going to reference other people sometimes, and you want to know that. So always, 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 your question is, not only can I solve a problem, but can I add value? Will solving their problem add value? So this is a lot. This is a concept, but this is a strategy. And this is what makes you a very good tactical, conversational salesperson, because you don't want anything to ever slip by that might be a useful piece of information for you later to help the person connect with what you're sharing with them. So it's your job in sales to be the best communicator possible. And that's why I'm sharing with you Create the Buying Space.